Back in October, I tried sublimating Make Market pen blanks with my HTVRont phone case heat press using sublimation film. The top of the image transferred flawlessly. However, the vacuum sealed it flat and left the underside completely blank. Today, I'm trying this again with the same pen blanks, but this time I'm printing onto sublimation paper and wrapping it around the pen like a tumbler for a full 360-degree coverage. Now the questions are, will the phone case heat press work without the film? And will it finally give me the all-around color I'm looking for? Let's find out together. Hey everyone, it's Lean from ColoradoLean.com. Welcome back to the craft room. All right, let's jump right into our project. As I mentioned before, I am using the same Make Market pen blanks from Michaels. And the first thing I need to do is size the wrap correctly. Now these measure approximately 1 1/4 inches around and are about 4 1/8 inches tall at the longest point. So I set my template up to print 4 1/8 inches tall, and they are about 1 3/8 of an inch wide, just to give myself a little extra room for overlap. I did design these in Canva and printed on sublimation paper. Now I'm not going to go through the Canvas steps in this video, but if you'd like to see how I set up the template, just let me know down in the comments and I'll do a quick walkthrough for you. I do already have these cut down to size, so all that's left to do is to take the pen apart, clean it with alcohol, and wrap the image around the barrel like a tumbler. So let's get started. To take these pen blanks apart, all you need to do is unscrew the end right here and then take out the ink. And this portion just slides right out. Now I want to make sure I keep that alcohol far away from my printed images. And I'm just going to clean this blank. All right, let's choose our first image. And I think I'm going to use this floral image that I have on my blog and my YouTube channel. Now, when setting this up, I want to make sure that the majority of the image is on the top. I'm calling this the back of the pen, where the pen clip is, and this the top. So when I wrap these around, I want to make sure that this top portion here, so that this piece here is facing up, and that's where I want to put the majority of my tape. Now at first I'm just going to kind of wrap this around so that the paper knows to go around. So I'm just going to kind of teach it the way I want it to go. Now, if this gets a little too long on this part, I will definitely come back when it's done. There's going to be just the tiniest little bit of overlap there. So what I'm going to do is put my first piece of tape down. And I'm not going to put that down tight, just so that I have a chance to rework it if I need to. I think what I'll do is put put that on there. Now, do I think this is going to be perfect? Absolutely not. Am I okay with it not being perfect? Absolutely. All right, let's pull up this middle piece of tape again, and if we can't work that down a little bit tighter. And then this last piece. Okay, so for this particular image, there's going to be a lot of white on here, so if it doesn't go correctly, that's fine. Now I am also going to be using the shrink wrap sleeves that come with the pens. Normally these kind of pens are done in an oven. So that is pretty much what I'm doing today with the phone case heat press. So I can get this open a little bit. So if I can get it started with that pen, I should be able to put this in. And then just slide that up. Maybe. Okay. And my first one is ready. All right, I have all 4 of my pens wrapped and tucked into the shrink wrap sleeves. Now I'm not going to pre-shrink this because I don't think that's necessary. I will say that putting them in the sleeve was as difficult as wrapping that small image around that small pen barrel. So let's go ahead and move on. I have the accessory plate in my phone case heat press, and we're going to turn this on. For the temperature, I'm going to use 320 degrees for the top and the bottom plate, and that is already set. For the time, I'm going to give it a 5-second preheat. I'm going to push it again, and then I'm going to set this for 295 seconds. All right. Now the recommendations from Make Market in a sublimation oven is for 356 degrees for 150 seconds. The phone case heat press maxes out at 320 degrees. So I'm going to use the top temperature for that. And then I'm going to double the time. So I'm going to do it for a total of 300 seconds. I have that set up as a 5-second preheat and then 295 seconds to actually press. Okay, we are up to 320 degrees, and I'm just going to set 2 of these in here. And then I will close it and hit the button. Okay, we're down to the last 8 seconds. I am so excited to see how this turns out. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and take these out, set them aside, and I'm going to turn the machine off for just a little bit. I want to check these to see what they look like before I do the next set. So we're just going to let these cool off just a minute, and it shouldn't take very long at all. Okay, these are cool to the touch. So I am just going to get a pair of scissors and make a little snip in there. See how easy it is to peel this off. Now again, I have never worked with shrink wrap before, so I'm not really sure what the best method is to undo this. Ah, there we go. Maybe, maybe not. Ow. Okay, scissors are sharp. They're pointy and they hurt. Do not stab yourself. You will bleed. Learn from my mistake. Okay, let's see if we can't get this peeled off. Okay, I finally got the shrink wrap off. Now let's see if I can get the tape off. This is harder than it should be, I think. So let's unwrap it. Oh, that is so pretty. Oh, I like that. Now, of course, I got my ghosting because it's me, and that's fine. Let's see what this other one looks like. That turned out pretty. Again, I've got tons of ghosting. Okay, let's go ahead and turn this back on and do our last 2 pens. So to answer our big questions, will the phone case heat press work without the sublimation film? Yes, it absolutely will. And will it give us a full 360-degree coverage on a pen? Yes, it can. I was able to get the wrap all the way around, but I will point out a couple of things that were entirely operator error. The seams are visible, and there are a few spots where I did not get the paper tight enough. You can really see that here on the blue pen. Now that is on me, not the process, and it's something I can improve on just by taking more time with the wrap. I do have one more note. The 125-gram A-sub paper worked, but it was a bit stiff. For pens, probably a lighter weight paper would be much easier to manipulate and get that tight fit that we really need. I also had a couple of issues when removing the shrink wrap because, well, I've never used it before. I was not as careful as I should have been when peeling it off, and I managed to stab myself with the scissors. So please be careful. Also, if you have any suggestions for an easy way to get the shrink wrap off, please drop them down in the comments. Overall, this was a fun experiment, and I'm really happy with how well the press sublimated the pens. Thank you so much for joining me in the craft room today. I hope this helped if you've been curious about sublimating pens with the HTVRont phone case heat press. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking it, and if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe for more crafting experiments and tutorials.